Hello, Chad Casper from
What's
Tiger
up?
Media. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Brilliant. It's an honor to speak with you, and I don't use that word lightly. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, man.
Pleasure. Look, where does one start an interview when you've reached so deep inside with one track, one video clip? Your description is so real within Hush. It's chilling. Thank you so much for that outlet and letting me and everyone else know from that same house that we're not alone.
Oh, absolutely, man. You're welcome. It's weird. You you wrestle with yourself, like, do I really want to put that out there? You know what? Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like if it happened to me, then it's probably happened to somebody else. And if you can kind of put the message out, I remember that time, in my life, and I do remember, not everybody's got somebody, or maybe not everybody is maybe people are a little more recluse and they're not able to open up to other people and talk about that stuff, and it's a very isolated feeling. So I think that maybe people, if they can't talk to people, you know what I mean, then at least to hear me say you're not alone, they can at least make a connection to that. So.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so important. It's hard to break that cycle without the knowledge that if that was home for a child, it seems so natural to create the same home as an adult. So your influence is very important.
Absolutely. I believe in that. I think that people should use, that have any sort of platform should use it for that. Well, especially if it's something that you really, truly believe in. And I believe in all of the stand against that, you know what I mean? Because I watched it, and it was fucking, and I lived it. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all. No,
I got something out of it. Yeah, I got something out of it. So that's the good. That's the positive.
Are you getting the appreciation you so richly deserve from Hush, the video, and also your involvement with No More?
I think so. I mean, it seems to be impacting people, and it was just kind of a gift that No More came on and kind of landed in our lap. Our publicist had a big part in that. She heard the honesty in the song and in the lyrics and stuff like that, and she reached out to them and kind of put that kind of made that introduction or whatever. I just feel like, I didn't even know what No More was until American football with the whole Ray Rice thing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what No More was, so through the last football season, they had the commercials and stuff. So, awareness was raised in those households and stuff like that. But not all metal kids watch football, and you know what I mean? So it's like if you have if No More kind of has another avenue that they can take to raise awareness, then, I think it was smart of them to kind of go, hey, you know what? We don't really have a definite in the metal community or the metal world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So this feels real. Let's embrace this. And I think they did. And, and just the stuff that we did, with the video and all that stuff. I mean, that video treatment changed in about the last 48 hours. We made some pretty serious, significant moves to that treatment to make it more compelling. And I think it was all for the right reasons. I mean, it's very, very in your face. I mean, it's hard to, it's hard not to look at that one.
It is.
You can't really look away. It's like, okay.
The imagery is so truthful that only people who live there would understand them all. Was it difficult for you to make the video? And as I say this, look, I know I'm a stranger and I would understand if the wall went up, but I've got to ask.
No, like I said, it's my job to bring clarity and awareness to this, So, it was tough. I mean, it was tough to watch them shooting the B-roll and stuff of the dad and the mom and stuff. They were great. And the kid was fantastic. Mm-hmm. Great people, and thoroughly, really got into the character, man, So it's like you can see the actual hands, touching and slapping, and they really got into the role that they played, and for me to watch that was kind of disturbing, and to watch it with the kid there, having kind of been that kid, or having been that kid for sure, not kind of, absolutely having been that kid. That was a little off-putting to me. I was like, whoa, this is pretty heavy to kind of watch it as a fly on the wall, and sort of kind of my life, so to speak. And then, but it was and just doing the takes into camera and stuff like that. I just really, we did a couple of first takes or whatever because I'm not a fan of the lip syncing thing. I can't do that. I'm passionate about what I do, and I got to do it or not do it. And they had the playback was rolling, and it was pretty low, and I'm like singing and doing it, and it was just like it wasn't loud enough. It wasn't powerful enough, and I wanted the song to kind of envelop me and like pull me inside of it, just like it is on stage or when you're writing it in the studio. Like it's cranked up, and you just let go and you just fall into it. And I wanted to, because of what I was doing with that video and so close to me, I wanted to make sure that it had that attitude. You know what I mean? Yeah. That real value. And I just had, we sourced some shit and we got it cranked way up loud, and then everything had just, the next thing you know, I'm through the take, and you just kind of don't even remember doing it. You're just like so, you're just so hyper focused and so inside of it, and just like all those memories are just like, building inside of you or whatever, and for that performance. But it made it very real. So
very real. And look, thank you again for that. It brings me to tears every time. There's no two ways about it. My wife actually wants me to arrange to meet you so that she can give you a big hug in thanks. So I need to get on that.
Yeah, man. You know what? Good people. That's what I love. Good people. So yeah, absolutely. That would be my pleasure.
And I'm sorry to concentrate on one track. I had to get all of that out of the way. Sangre por Sangre is just killer from start to finish. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man.
And
we're really very, very proud of it. I mean,
indeed. Your fourth album since 2007.
Yeah. It feels like a long time coming. And
I can only imagine. Chad,
you got to understand what you are. Go ahead.
Sorry, Chad, can I apologise for the short delay that's happening here? I don't mean to talk over you.
No, that's fine. I didn't realize there was one, so now that I know, I'll wait.
The idea was originally the fruit of the friendship between you and Tom. Nothing Face and Mudvayne touring in 2001 must have really sealed the deal to pursue this idea with Hellyeah.
Yeah. It was 2000. It was Tattoo the Earth. Tom and I were playing on that same tour, and we just became like instant friends. You know what I mean? We just and just like band guys do or whatever. Drinking. We should start a band. It took 7 years to bring that idea to fruition, but eventually it happened. Vinny getting in the band was really out of left field. That came out of nowhere. We had been talking with other drummers and stuff like that, and we had tried to do it before, but I was busy with Mudvayne, and he was busy with Nothing Face, and he did another project that took up some of his time. So finally, in 2007, Vinny got in the band and went to his house and, talked to him for 14 minutes and 38 seconds on the phone. And next thing you know, I'm at his house and we're writing a record together. So
brilliant stuff. And it must have been such a difficult road for Vinny after Daryl's catastrophic passing. So it's brilliant that he's on board.
Absolutely. It was a big fist in the air to metal and him and Legacy that is Dime and just, those guys were my heroes, man. I look at Vinny, he's like one of my most revered people in as a player anyway. Now to be as like a brother to him is amazing, but his brother's legacy lives on and he's our official sixth member. I mean, I fully believe that his spirit and energy lives with us, and it's that never-ending legacy. I think that there's a great element that Dime brings, and just is it that the energy that is him is still very much alive.
Oh, what a great way to honour him. That's tremendous. And it was exactly 10 years between you releasing Kilo Order with Mudvayne and Hellyeah. Was that part of a plan or just coincidence?
Just coincidence.
Right. And every
I was still doing them.
Sorry, mate.
No, go ahead.
Every album has just been sheer brilliance. You seem to allow life's experiences to keep coming up with magnificent material, right back to Thank You on the first album, and I mean that with the greatest of respect to your grandmother. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that we are a product of our past. You know what I mean? And I think that our past makes us better humans in the skin that we live in now. You know what I mean? And we learn from the good things and we learn from the bad things, and you apply them to your life however you can, and most certainly
just continue the journey. So.
Yeah, and you give fans the opportunity to feel what they need to feel with your music and probably prevent more malevolent outlets for emotions. Do you get a lot of thanks for that when touring?
Yeah, for sure. No, people come. I invite people to be very close to us. I mean, I really want people. I think that fan is there's a level of like under, me or whatever in that term. You know what I mean? It just, and I'm not a god. You know what I mean? I'm just a dude. And I've got a killer job, and I wouldn't be here, able to do the things I do. If it wasn't for their support. So I invite all people that love Hellyeah and listen to Hellyeah to be a part of this family, because I believe that that's what we bring, that level. Like I think that there's a massive, around the world, there's this heavy metal community, and I say it all the time off stage, like, how many people in this room are, I don't care how old you are, a heavy metal kid. Because once you're a heavy metal kid, it doesn't matter if you're 60 years old, you're still a heavy metal kid. You know what I mean? You still love it. It still was there when nothing else was. I think metal to me runs the gamut of all of human emotion, from sadness to just anger and angst to helplessness. That's how I perceive it anyway. That's how I write it. I let the song kind of a little somewhat dictate to me what it wants to be written about. Yeah. And I just run with it, so right. I think I think the community that is heavy metal is just a very special, eclectic group of people, just.
It is indeed.
Some people wouldn't, yeah. Some people wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire.
Absolutely. And look, this is the first privilege
to
speak with you, but nonetheless, I still feel like I'm part of a family with you and the band. It's overwhelming. Absolutely.
We want that. We want people to feel like they're a part. I think that you know what? A lot of metal kids don't have, tight family bonds and stuff like that, because they're kind of that kind of rebel attitude or whatever, kind of people. You know what I mean? I know I was. I didn't feel like I fit into, school and stuff like that with the, different, cliques of kids with, sports and different things like that. So I was, kind of the long-haired kid, kind of awkward and, artistic and weird, and you know what I mean? So it's like, I built a lot of my family values or whatever kind of built through listening to heavy music or aggressive music, and but aggressive on both sides. Again, aggressive and being heavy as an emotion. Not necessarily being heavy with beats and notes and stuff like that, but there's an emotional element that's still very, very heavy. And I think that metal just kind of does that. Kind of brings the best out of the people that create it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I want the song to tell me kind of what it wants to be what it wants to be written about. And when I get on that track, I have to decide from that point how far I want to go with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the Hush thing, sitting in that room, just kind of like, do I really want to put this out there? You know what I mean? Like, and I kind of wrestle with myself about how far I want to go with it. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I always go with it. Just like Thank You.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of vibe with that and other, you know, Mudvayne songs that I've written too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that there's a part of me that wears my life on my sleeve, but I think to build a really good, to build a true relationship with somebody, you have to show a level of vulnerability. And if I'm exposing my heart and feelings like that, then I'm kind of leaving it up to the listener whether they want to embrace it or, you know, take a shot at it. So,
yeah, understood completely.
That's the dice roll, you know.
Yeah, and look, we hope you feel vindication when you get to Australia, because we can't wait for the opportunity to thank you in person. And I have to say the excitement is enormous in you coming down under.
Oh man, we're so excited. You know, we're just like it's been far too long. And I've just got this attitude where if you're going to sell a record in Australia, you better be ready to go to Australia and play the record. You know, it's like we owe that to our fans. You know what I mean? We owe this to them. This is for them. This is get some FaceTime with them, to get in a room with them, to run that gamut of emotions, to be able to just let go and forget about everything. You know, even just for that, you know, couple hours. Yeah. And just really, you know, kind of lean on each other and just get through it. You know what I mean? And it's a great blessing to be able to come back down there again. You know, we're very excited about it.
And you guys hit the road on June 26th in San Diego and have an incredible 28 shows before you even make your way down here. So look after that killer voice for us, won't you?
Yeah, we're gonna. You know what, man? I was saying, I'm like, man. You know, part of me feels like, you want to come home and rest, but then it always takes a couple days for you to kind of get your legs back under you again like that. I mean, I think that when we come down there, we're going to be firing on all cylinders. We're going to have all summer to get it nice and tuned up for you guys, and it's going to be a good time.
Magnificent. We look forward to seeing you in New Zealand first and then Adelaide on the 25th of August. A whirlwind tour, finishing on August 31st in Perth. Will you have a chance for a break afterwards?
Yeah, I believe so. I think when we come back, we're going to come back and take a little bit of time, and I think we're going to start working on some new stuff. So, you know,
brilliant news. Tremendous. Well, we don't care what you play, to be quite honest. We just care that you're coming. And Chad, I've got to say thank you again for everything, mate. You're an inspiration.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate your time.
Pleasure indeed. And we'll look forward to meeting you in Melbourne.
All right, man. I love
Terrific.
Melbourne. One of my favorite towns.
Travel safely, my friend.
All right. We'll talk soon. Be well.
Terrific. Bye-bye.